What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest, we give our takes on the Miami Dolphins. It's January 1st, 2024, and I wish I could have a Happy New Year, but the Miami Dolphins did what they do best, is when they have the biggest game of the season with huge playoff implications. They go on the road and they get their asses whooped. And I mean, this wasn't even close. They got outclassed in every single manner to the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm gonna play sad music throughout the entire video because this is sad times as a Miami Dolphins fan. We have these high expectations for the season. Everybody's like, we got a gauntlet in the last 3 games of the season, which we do. We come out on top against the Dallas Cowboys and we clinch a playoff berth. Awesome. At least the Miami Dolphins are in the playoffs. And now you go to Baltimore for the biggest game of the season for a potential number 1 seed against Lamar Jackson, who's the front runner in MVP right now. And not only do you go to Baltimore and embarrass yourselves, giving up 56 points, 8 touchdowns, but you also lose one of your biggest players of the season in Bradley Chubb in fucking garbage time with 3 minutes to go when the team is losing by fucking 30. So today, with the music on top, I'm going to do the same thing that I did when the Dolphins lost to the Tennessee Titans, and I'm just going to let everything out. I'm going to get everything off my chest and just let all the frustrations out, because I have so much frustration from this game against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not even going to get into the promotions. You guys can check out the vlog that I posted last night. It'll be up on the last 20 seconds of this video. And we need, on New Year's, we need therapy. So before we talk about all of this, we talk about everything that happened yesterday against the Baltimore Ravens, everything that happened off the field, playoffs, if you even want to talk about playoffs. I guess we'll do that at the end. But if you were a viewer and you are watching this right now, I need you to take a deep breath and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm confused, man. I'm just so confused. I'm lost. I feel like I've gone crazy a little bit with this team because, you know, people could say, oh, it's 1 loss. You know, you're not a real fan if you're shitting on the team. If I didn't give this team criticism, I would not be a real fan. Real fans should be fucking pissed off right now, like me. I'm pissed off. This sucks. As a Dolphins fan, it's every year. I don't understand. It doesn't matter how good the team is. I don't get it. 2020, the team sucked. Somehow they were 10-5 going into the last game of the season, and what happened? They got 50-burgered by the Buffalo Bills, and they were eliminated from the playoffs. In 2021, this team started out 1-7. 1-7. And then they find a way to go and win 7 games in a row. Guess what? They're the last seed in the playoff hunt. Then they got to go to Tennessee, and they got to play the Tennessee Titans, who's the best team in the AFC that year. And what happens? They go to Tennessee and they embarrass themselves, losing by 4 touchdowns. Then last year, they were 8-3 going into December. They lost 5 games in a row. They lost 5 games in a row. They were 8-8 going into the final game of the season. This shit makes me emotional, man. I'm being so serious right now. They squeaked their way into the playoffs against a terrible, terrible, terrible New York Jets team. And then they lose to the Buffalo Bills in the first round. And then now this year, they had a 3-game division lead over the Buffalo Bills going into Week 14. And then they lost to the Titans. They lost to the Titans. And then they bounced back, believe it or not, against the Jets and the Cowboys. And then they go to Baltimore for a chance to be the number 1 team in the AFC. And they go to Baltimore and they embarrass themselves. I don't get it. I'm confused. I'm legit hurting from this shit. It sucks. And again, people could say it's 1 loss. Oh, you'll get the Bills next week, man. It's too much. The injuries are too much to beat the Bills. The Bills are just a better team. And I've accepted the fate. We just have to accept it, folks. This team is not good. This team might not win a playoff game. They will be lucky. They'll be lucky to win 1 playoff game. If they win 1 playoff game, I'll do a fucking backflip off the roof. I'm so serious. It's just... I don't know. Where do I even start with this game? Where do I even start? I'm going to start with the defense. Vic Fangio, what the fuck did you do all week to prepare for Lamar Jackson? Did you even coach these guys up? Did you even have a game plan in there? You sent no pressure at all to Lamar Jackson yesterday. None! And, you know, we have more injuries on the defense. Now this defense is without Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Jerome Baker, Xavier Howard. This team's broken. Okay? The Baltimore Ravens broke the Miami Dolphins. They figured out that their defense. They had never had a game like this with Jalen Ramsey the entire season. The only time they looked bad with Jalen Ramsey was the last 2 drives against the Tennessee Titans. And they just went out there and Lamar Jackson carved them up. Justice Hill cooked Duke Riley like he was barbecue chicken. And I doubt Duke Riley could sleep last night because when he was sleeping, in his dreams he was thinking, Justice Hill, oh my gosh, stop. He had his worst game of his career as a Miami Dolphin. First drive, Rashad Bateman picks Duke Riley, and Justice Hill beats him. And Justice Hill killed the Dolphins. Everybody killed the Dolphins yesterday. Lamar Jackson, 1 sack. Only 2 players showed up for the Miami Dolphins yesterday. It was Devon Achane and Zach Sealer. They're the only 2 players that got off the bus and was ready to go. Everybody else was not ready to go playing this game. The second quarter, I just don't have any words about what happened in that second quarter. They continuously marched down the field on that defense. Ravens are up 14-13, and Eli Apple was covering Zay Flowers, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Eli Apple. I guess he was thinking about New Year's Eve and what he was gonna drink tonight for the new year, and he was caught daydreaming, and Zay Flowers was open by like 30 fucking yards. One play drive, 75-yard touchdown to Zay Flowers. And then in the second, the game was over. You knew the game was over when the Ravens had the ball at the Dolphins' 35-yard line, right? And now they're up by 8 touchdowns. And not 8 touchdowns, 8 points. They're up by 8 points. And instead of sending out probably the best kicker of all time, Justin Tucker, for a 52-yard field goal, they go for it on 4th and 7. And not only do they get it, but they score a touchdown. Shit tackling by Deshaun Elliott. Shit tackling by Javon Holland, who made absolutely no difference in his return yesterday. And Isaiah Likely took it to the house. He took it to the house for a 35-yard touchdown. And at that point, the game was over. Because when you give up that conversion and it turns into a touchdown, it's just not your day. And, I'm not going to sit here. This is kind of getting away from the defense and all of that, but I'm not going to sit here and blame the refs. We lost by 5 fucking touchdowns. I see Dolphin fans on Twitter talking about bad calls from the refs. Quite frankly, the only bad call the refs made all day was the 4th and 1 before halftime, where Cedric Wilson was running his fucking route and was called for offensive pass interference. The dude ran his route and was called for offensive pass interference. And what world that's pass interference? I don't know. That legit costed the Dolphins a field goal before halftime. He ran his route and was called for pass interference. I don't understand. And then the second half, the Ravens get the ball first, and now the special teams allows Justice Hill to get down to the 15-yard line, and they score in like 2 plays. They score in 2 plays, an easy touchdown to Isaiah Likely. And then, the cherry on top of the cake was when the Dolphins were down 35-19, and Lamar Jackson throws a touchdown to the fullback, who catches it one-handed. That's when I left the game. 4th quarter, the Ravens just went up 42-19. I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to go home. And I get to my car, and not only do I see on my phone that it was 56-19, but that Bradley Chubb got a non-contact knee injury. It's a torn ACL. So not only is that going to fuck our chances for the playoffs, that's going to hurt us going into next season. And now the Dolphins don't have edge rushers for not only the remainder of this season, which is 2 more games, but now next season they're going in with no edge rushers because Jalen Phillips is coming off a torn Achilles, and Bradley Chubb is going to be coming off a torn ACL, and Bradley Chubb's not going to be ready for the start of the season. So, great job, Coach. Great job. But Vic Fangio, you lost my trust. You're supposed to be this defensive guru, and you didn't even have a game plan for Lamar Jackson. You didn't have a game plan. I don't have to watch Hard Knocks to know that. I just don't have to. That game showed me that you did not do fucking shit this week. And now you go into a matchup with Josh Allen next week. And Josh Allen carved your ass up week 4. He carved up that defense week 4. And I guarantee you guys it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. So that's the defense. 8 touchdowns. Biggest game of the season. Gave up 8 touchdowns. Fucking pathetic. Christian Wilkins was a ghost yesterday, by the way. And for all the people saying that John Harbaugh is an asshole for throwing the ball up 49-19, they've dominated your asses all day. Who cares? Stop crying about it. Dolphin fans on Twitter are just the softest motherfuckers I know. And I'm sorry for cursing so much. This is the same video as the Tennessee Titans loss, where I just have to let all my frustrations out. And I'm trying to give you guys the best therapy that I possibly can, because we have to talk about this shit. We just talked about the defense. You want to talk about the offense? Let's talk about the offense. The offense looked great in the first quarter. And then I don't know what happened the rest of the game. The Ravens were playing without their second best corner, Brandon Stevens. And they didn't have Kyle Hamilton out there. Kyle Hamilton didn't play yesterday. And still, their backup, who had 6 interceptions on the season, now has 7 interceptions on the season for the Baltimore Ravens. So, the offense, I'm going to tell you, when the game changed on 2 plays. And I think you guys are going to know what I'm about to say. The game changed when Tyreek dropped that touchdown in the end zone at the end of the first quarter. It's a beautiful route, wide open, great pass from Tua, and Tyreek bobbled it, and it went out of bounds. And Tyreek, this is a common trend now. He dropped a touchdown against the Bills last year. Dropped a wide open pass from Skylar Thompson in the playoffs. And now this year, he's dropped touchdowns against the Philadelphia Eagles. He dropped a 3rd down conversion against the Chiefs. Fumbled the football against the Chiefs. And he dropped a wide open touchdown against the Baltimore Ravens. And it's now to the point where we have to have a conversation that Tyreek Hill does just not show up in big games for the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the franchise is cursed and none of the big players show up. But we need our big players to show up in big games. And Tyreek Hill just did not show up yesterday. And he even admitted that he played one of the worst games of his career. And he's damn right that he did. He absolutely played one of the worst games of his career. And, who knows how that game goes if Tyreek doesn't drop that touchdown. Instead of 10-7, it's 14-7 Miami at the end of the first quarter. And then the Dolphins, they're down 21-13 to the Baltimore Ravens, and for some reason, McDaniel, our moron of a head coach, decides to rush a play call, and Tua throws a pick. Hey guys, it's a 2-minute warning, but we're gonna rush a play call. We're gonna try to catch them off guard. Roquan Smith snatches an interception with one hand. And then the Ravens score a touchdown on 4th and 7, and the game was over by fucking halftime. The game was over by halftime. So, again, biggest game of the season, and you've already lost at halftime. The offense didn't do jack shit. The only slightest momentum that they got was when Zach Zealer got a forced fumble on Gus Edwards. The offense gets the ball right back, and the very next play, Tua throws an interception. And the game was over. So the offense sucked yesterday. The defense sucked yesterday. The coaching was abysmal. And now the coaches decide to leave their starters in the game with 3 minutes to go, down 30. Bradley Chubb's got a torn ACL. Bradley Chubb has a torn ACL, and now they're without. And I don't get it. I'm more frustrated about this than I am the loss. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's every fucking year. It's every year that the Dolphins suffered the most through injuries. I don't get it. It's every fucking year, man. Last year it was Tua, it was Armstead, it was Xavier Howard, Raheem Mostert, Austin Jackson, even though he was still bad last year. Pretty sure Javon Holland missed a game. I just don't get it. And these injuries for this team, it's too much to overcome. It really is. When you lose key players like Jalen Phillips, Connor Williams, I'm just going to name every player that was injured this year for an extended period of time. Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Connor Williams, Robert Hunt, Javon Holland, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Isaiah Wynn, Deshaun Elliott, Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, Jerome Baker, Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane. I just don't understand. I don't understand it. I'm gonna wrap the video up because I just don't have anything else to say. I'm just so heartbroken. I'm just so disappointed. I'm mad. And hopefully we got enough out of that session. I don't think we're beating the Bills. Just gonna flat out say it. I had a tweet 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I sent a tweet out 2 weeks ago saying the Bills would be favored going into Week 18 because Vegas views the Bills as the better team than the Dolphins. And what did you know? The Bills are favored going into this game by 3 points. And of course, it's a primetime Sunday night game for the AFC East. So the Dolphins will get humiliated in front of the whole world. And they are the laughingstock of the NFL. I'm getting out of here. We'll talk playoff scenarios tomorrow. And then we'll go from there. But I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel for some more Miami Dolphins content. I can guarantee you there will not be another Miami Dolphins vlog this year because the 2 games I went to against the Titans and the Ravens were both embarrassing losses. And I'm just going to do everybody a solid and not go to a Dolphins game the rest of the season. But be sure to subscribe to the channel for some more content. We're gonna have content. We're gonna talk playoff scenarios tomorrow. Thursday, we'll do Week 18 predictions, and then Friday we'll do the preview for the Bills Dolphins. I guarantee you that's going to be ugly. I don't know. Hopefully my mood will change by then, but I fucking doubt it. Comment down below. Hit the like button if you like what you hear from me. Follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph. Happy New Year. Enjoy the college football playoff, and I'm out. Peace.